Okay, so welcome everybody to the third Gala Transatlantic Cable dinner, and we're delighted to have some old friends back again and some new friends. And you all know that once you come here once, you keep coming back, so it's great to see you all here. So just tonight, I'd like to welcome some people first of all. The Mayor of Kerry is on his way, as is the Minister of State, Brendan Griffin, so I'm sure we'll forgive them for being a few minutes late. It's always the local people who are always the last to show up, right? Obviously, I want to give a huge welcome to Minister Donoghue. Thanks very much for coming back. And again, he was here 4 years ago, and it was lovely to have you back with us again. All the public representatives here today, former US Ambassador Kevin O'Malley, who you heard from earlier, Mina Buhalar from the Canadian Embassy is here with us today, so it's lovely to have you here, Mina. And Moira Merle, our Chief Executive, Kerry County Council. Thank you very much for always supporting us and being here. Thank you to our sponsors. Our main sponsor here tonight is BT Ireland, and you'll hear from Shay in a few moments. And I might just say that the fabulous books on all your tables were designed here by BT Ireland, and in particular in Gina over on the BT table. So thank you so much. You did a wonderful job. It's really good. And also to our other sponsors, Fexco, who are here tonight, Sean Parker, Lenny Abramson Films, and the IDA. A special thanks to Falch Ireland, and not only did they provide the pens for the books and the pins on the table, the pens and the pins, and Josephine is here tonight with Danielle, but we meant to mention earlier on today, but the billiard room that you're in the cable station today will be transformed next year thanks to a grant that we've received from Falch Ireland. So that'll be changed into a whole visitor experience. So we hope to have that done for next year. So come back and see that again. Yeah. We couldn't do this every year without the huge support from the Valentia Island Development Company, and you know, there's always a few good women behind it all, isn't there? Joanne Cahill, Karen O'Connell, and particular Fiona Lyne, who does an incredible job every year. Thank you, Fiona. And I don't have to wait until the end of the meal to thank the Kidd family and the wonderful staff here in the Royal Valentia, because every year we come back and we have the most incredible experience. So thank you all very much. I'd now like to call on Shay Walsh, the Managing Director of BT Ireland, the main sponsor, to address you here. Thank you.
Good morning, Margaret. Mary Rose. A Corja, a Gwini Ushla, August Talanig. Our Hun BT ta Falch Roib Galer Gudi on OCOD special to show. We had a deficit of Irish apparently earlier on. I think we're getting over. We're going into overload now. That's a little bit of an in joke for those who are at the gala at the lecture earlier on. Minister, former Ambassador O'Malley, distinguished guests, and most importantly Valentia Islanders. On behalf of BT, you're very welcome to the fourth Gala Ball dinner. BT are delighted to have the opportunity to sponsor this. It's a very special occasion. We love sponsoring it. Before I go, I know we're going to do a tribute later on, but just on behalf of BT Ireland, we'd like to extend our condolences to Anthony O'Connell's family, to Francis and to his family here on his sad passing. So our yesh day or Gareva Hanum Dearlish. We've also lost Bob Joyce, two great men, and their tireless journey is something that we have to carry on, and we will, and in their honour, because this is very special. It's a wonderful project that we're undertaking here, and we will do their name great honour by continuing it. And I know the board are very committed to it, as is BT. And it is special. There's lots of connections, and every time we come here, we find more and more connections. My own connections, which I've mentioned here a couple of times, are I'm from a mixed family. My father was from Dublin, and my mother was from Castle Island. But her father, Eugene McCarthy, was an operator, a radio operator here from 1915 till 1918 went off to do some other activities, which will remain nameless. So she was very proud of her father, and I was 2 years old when he died, but she was always talked fondly of his time here. That's one connection. Obviously, the connection that BT Ireland have and BT has goes right back to the actual start of this and to the first successful 1960 or 1866 cable was down to one of our engineers, Varley, and the actual electric telegraph was invented by the founders of BT, Wheatstone and Cook. So there's strong connections there, and this is a wonderful part of the world, and was central to global connectivity, which was the subject of the lecture today. And it goes on. Ireland has been a phenomenal in the forefront of connectivity in those days and still today. Another thing that we're very proud of, and we all should be proud of as a nation, is the Young Scientist and Technology Exhibition, something else that BT Ireland has the privilege to sponsor but also organise. And it's our 20th year this year, and it's going to be bigger than better. But every year for the last 56 years, we have had phenomenal scientists and technologists and coming out of the Young Scientist and Technology Exhibition. The EU competition is going on 32 years. Ireland, and the winner of the Young Scientist Technology Exhibition, has gone on to win that 15 out of the last 32 years. So we are still producing phenomenal engineers. Phenomenal scientists and in the forefront of what we do. And those go on, and that's why it's so important for BT, because they come into our workforce and help us do the phenomenal work in the next generation of connectivity. And BT Ireland have trialled a 400 gigabit circuit recently. Now, to those of you who aren't in the telecoms world, and I don't blame you for not being, to put that into perspective, that's, if you any Game of Thrones fans here, or Downton Abbey, or, well, anyway, that's like downloading the entire series of Game of Thrones in 1 second. So, and we're very proud of that, and that's just on one wavelength. And some of our engineers are here. I see Derek here and Adrian, who are involved in some of those projects as well. So not only was Valentia core and Ireland part of history in communications technology back in 1866, we're still in the forefront now, which is great. So that's all from me. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll hand you back to Mary Rose. Thank you.